Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heike and you're watching stonecoldcoffeecrafts. This is part of my furry assistant Lola the ragdoll cat. She is absolutely not going to impact the filming of this video at all with lying square on my table and not moving because it is 1,000,000 degrees hot. And yeah, this is not a hallucination, this is a Flosstube. Shocker, I know. Like I said, it's 1,000,000 degrees hot, like 28 million degrees in this room, Celsius. I don't know why, it's a fact. We are also gearing up for a major thunderstorm probably in a few minutes, so I'm hoping that's not going to interrupt things. But it makes the air wonderfully moist. I am enjoying this so much. And you will too. I finally managed to sit myself down to film this. This is probably going to become a behemoth of a Flosstube because I have so much haul. For everyone who was here the last time, I attended StitchNorth, the second weekend of it, at the beginning of May. StitchNorth is a stitchy retreat in Canada, in Ontario, Canada, or Brampton, I should say, which is part of Ontario, Toronto, you know, all the fun stuff. And yes, I traveled from Germany to attend this retreat, and it was so much fun. But it also means I have bought so much stuff, and I also took the opportunity while being in America, like the continent of North America, I traveled down south to Virginia to stay with my friend Jessie from Miss Lay Pages, and Jessie, the wonderful person that they are, had collected a few of my orders that couldn't be shipped directly to me in Germany from the seller I got it from, or would have cost me an arm and a leg to pay for shipping. Yeah, Jessie collected that stuff for me. I was allowed to ship to their house. And it was like 18 months worth of stuff. It was less than it could have been. It was more than I remembered. So the haul section is going to be impressive. But please keep in mind, this haul dates back to September of 2021. So this is not money I spent in just 2 weeks of vacation. Let's make that clear, because I'm not rich. Or that irresponsible with my money. Anyway, this is a Flosstube, so let's show some stitching, even if it's going to be the much smaller part of this video. First up, I forgot in my last one, which was super hurried because I filmed it like a couple days before I had to leave for Canada. I forgot to show you the finished Sparkling Spring sampler. Yes, give your 2 cents. The people need your 2 cents. It's the most valuable 2 cents ever. Exactly. Yeah, I never showed you the Sparkling Spring, the finished version. I showed you the nearly finished version. I only had one motif left to finish when I showed it last. But nearly finished is not finished. As we have all learned from the Princess Bride, mostly dead is not dead. So this is a Sparkling Spring by Owl Forest. It is one of their 4 seasonal samplers with the specialty stitch center and then all these corner and band motifs, or I guess it's just motifs, around it. And last time you saw it, this wasn't finished, so that has been completed. I finished it before the end of March, so well within what I had planned. And my lighting is very bad today. My apologies. It is extremely gloomy outside and weird because of that thunderstorm I was talking about. But actually, considering how bad the lighting is, the colors actually show quite nicely. I'm surprised by that. Anyway, I'm so proud of this. I have 2 more to stitch. So I still have Northern Summer, I think is what the summer one is called, and Bountiful Autumn? I have the summer and the autumn left to do. Right now I'm not feeling them, so no. I'm not going to start one of them anytime soon. But I have a feeling before the year is out. I know you want to lie down on it. Please don't. I have a feeling before the year is out, I will start the next one, which is probably going to be the summer one. I have to see. I would like to keep the one of the two I like better for last, because I work very well on the reward system. Yes, put your butt on it. It needs some more fluff. You are right. You are always right. Why am I doubting you? I work very well with the reward system, so if I dangle a carrot in front of my face, I usually get results. So, yeah. I think summer will be next, because I think, if I remember correctly, I liked fall better. It has a lot of squirrels, so that is always a plus. That is not a finish since my last Flosstube, but a finished I forgot to show you. Sparkling Spring by Owl Forest, embroidery, and the pattern can be purchased on Etsy. They have this collaboration thing going on with a French Etsy shop. But a word of advice, the pattern... Cat, please remove yourself from the stitching. The Etsy shop is extremely expensive. If you ever think about getting a pattern there, please keep in mind they are like 3 times the price they used to be before things in the Ukraine and Russia happened. Let's put it that way. So I would advise, unless you're absolutely dying to stitch something, wait. It has to end at some point in time, right? Ooh, my camera is glitching. I think even my camera doesn't like the heat. Okay, so next section, because I do not have any more finishes to show. I've only worked on very big projects and one small project since we last talked. Yeah, drop it all over. So we are moving into whips, and this time I decided to take stuff off the frames. Should have cleaned up the table before I did this, because I do not have enough space. Anyway, so this time I decided to take stuff off the frame so I can show you the whole thing. This is Dark Queen of the Earth by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is their current year-long stitch-along. It started last year on September 1st. It is going to end in August. I am fully caught up, and this is my version of it. So she is a big one. So this is the upper part. This is the lower half. And since you last saw her, yes, Kat, thank you for your help. It was not exactly what I had in mind, but thank you so much. Since you last saw her, I added in the... I think you didn't see the skin either, did you? Should have checked. When did I film? Yeah, I think I finished the skin after StitchNorth. So this is actually 2 drops worth. Erin dropped the arms and also the flowers. The corners I didn't stitch, and horns or these branches here. So for an explanation, I think since you last saw her, because I did not manage to finish this before StitchNorth. I stitched the arms and the body. I changed colors a little bit for that. This darkest color here, it was a very, very harsh contrast to the rest of the arm, like this harsh. And I did not like how that looked. So I switched out this darkest color and did a blend of, I think it was 838 that was called for, and I blended 839 with whatever this color here is, to give it a bit more of a smoother transition and not make it just as dark, because 839 I think is lighter than 838. Whatever the lighter shade of the two is the one I used, and the darker one was the one that was called for, and I blended it with this shade right next to it, with which I think is 3790. not entirely sure. I just wanted it all to be a little bit smoother than what his charting looks like. He was going for this whole bark look, like here in the circle, but I had chosen this face and had made it quite different, and so it didn't feel right to me that way, and I wanted it a little bit more blendy. That's why I went for that. I cannot express how much I love the way he charted the hands connecting into the tree, and honestly I love it even a little bit more with the weird light green skin, because the light green blends over to brown in the finger parts, and that looks so good. But I'm still maintaining that my dark queen, from the beginning I imagined her to be dark skinned, so I am not regretting choosing the dark skin for her. She's perfect, absolutely perfect. So that was basically the last part. It was the skin, and it was these little vines here and this part here, and that's about it. I really should force myself to film these Flosstubes more often, because I forget too much of what I've done. Anyway, part 10. Part 10 came again with two different options. Option 1 for the green queen. He charted these flowers, and I have been waiting to stitch these flowers ever since the cell started, because you can clearly make them out in the shadow that he leaves on the cover page to hint at, but not exactly show the design. There is another one going to be here, down here. I think about here. It's going to be another big one, and that is going to be next drop. But I absolutely adore these flowers, and they were so much fun to stitch. I think this flower here is like 800 stitches. It is massive. It doesn't look like it, but it went by so fast. I absolutely loved stitching this. And the drop also included the corners that the Dark Queen of the Sea also had. I left them off. I liked them, but I left them off because the Dark Sea Queen doesn't have them. I did not like them on her. So I decided to leave them off to keep it a little bit more consistent with each other. And then I went weird, because I was very inconsistent with my decision making. So the Hair One Queen comes with these maleficent horns. If I remember, I'm going to put the picture in. And I don't know, at first I liked them, and the longer I looked at them, and I was like, this is not what I want. In comes option 2. Of course, he doesn't force you to use it for just option 2. It is just that the crown was charted for the second face and hair, so if you want to use it, you have to make adjustments. But option 2, he replaced the flowers with glowy orbs, also looking fantastic. I love them. I absolutely love them. If I'm ever mad enough to restitch this, I'm going to use the glowy orbs. I'm probably also going to use all the options I didn't use this time, except for one face, obviously, because we have 3 faces. But yeah, these orbs, I like them too. I really thought for a couple of days about doing what a few people did. They stitched this flower, but they replaced this flower with the orb to basically combine them. But then I decided against it, because I want to have this cohesive look. And not have too much going on. Also, rule of 3, the eyes like if there is a repetition of 3 with certain elements, it draws the eyes and makes them pretty much move over the whole thing. So the third flower being down here makes your eyes go in a triangle, basically taking in the whole design, and also makes it very pleasant for your brain. If you have ever wondered why you like a certain thing very much, check it out and see if there's something in 3s on there. It might be the reason for that. Yeah, so I decided to keep the flowers. I think I said that already. But the second crown for face option 2 were these branches here. and I just like them so much. I like them so much. With the original face, he left off the top of the hair, and the branches are really growing out of her head. So if you want to do it like I did, my advice would be to just start the branches from the circle and stitch until you hit the hair or the flowers, and then basically you don't even have to chart it out. Then you just stop, because that's where you're supposed to be. And if you do that, you can see that the little lines here, they fit right in. And I think this looks fantastic because it picks up the theme of the hands that are grown into the circle, into the wood. So I think that's why this is so appealing to me. Also, this leaves so much options to work with beads afterwards, because I think he's going to hang strands of beads, maybe like vines from the horns. There are gaps in the horns. And it is not as obvious here, but I think something is going to happen. And if not, I'm going to make something happen. I just like blinging up my stuff. Yeah, yes, you are the cutest, and the queen has to go. I know. I'm nearly done with her. So anyway, we have one more drop with cross-stitching in July. So in about 9 days, my time. And then all that's left is beading, and probably once again something crazy with backstitch, because apparently this is how Erin rolls. Which, no shade. But the next thing coming out, and now I'm going to annoy the mean kitty because I have to put this over her. The next thing coming out is there's a little bit of this tree branch left, because you can see it stops here and it stops here, so this is going to be filled in. And there's going to be a last flower. The last flower is actually going to be here. I lied, because this is going to go like this, and the flower is going to be here. And then of course also this mystery down here. I am still thinking it is going to be something, either vines or roots, something like that. She is not going to have legs like you would imagine legs to be. But I guess in just about a week and some change, we all know. And I'm so excited for it, and also sad that this is coming to an end. I enjoy the Autumn Lane Stitchery stitch along so much. There are some things I will admit I complain about, because that's just how I roll. But in the end of it all, they are just fantastic. And they had this little Facebook Live thing a few days ago, and Erin has confirmed there are more queens going to come out, and I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. But this is not the only fancy lady I worked on. I also, as I spoke about in my last Flosstube, worked on Miss Christmas Eve by Mirabilia Design, Nora Corbett. And she is nearly done. She's nearly done. She is at maybe 84-85% right now. So since you last saw her, I finished the whole upper part here, and I kept the skirt going down all the way. So this is how low the design is going to go. All the DMC is finished. The only cross stitching I have left is the silk. The silk is going to be in the ribbons here. And then it's beading. So I have about 1,200 stitches left in silks, and then about the same amount of beads to put on, and a couple of treasures. My plan was to finish the stitching today and film my beading tutorial video. I'm not going to make that. It has been so hot all week. I can't. It is so hard to stitch when you feel like you are dying. So I guess I'm going to finish the silk stitching over the weekend and then film the beading tutorial on Monday, taking the pressure off. The plan was different, but sometimes plans change. This is just so good. so good. And I just realized I forgot to speak about what I use for the Dark Queen. I am so sorry. The Dark Queen is stitched on a 28 count linen, opalescent linen in the color Thunder by Barbarol Creations in Hungary. And this one here is stitched on a 28 count linen in the color Old Gold, also opalescent, also from Barbarol Creation in Hungary. And yeah, that's why I just remembered. And she is stitched with all the called fors. I did not switch anything out for her, but stay tuned, future plans will have a lot of conversions going on. Same for the Queen. I stitched with all the called for and only switched out the skin color and the latest part. And in previous Flosstubes you have seen me talk about her face and her hair and what I changed for the called for that, which is not much. Basically added a couple of colors for shading. Yeah, so this is nearly done. I should be able to finish this in May. And like I said, if everything goes as planned, I got a tutorial video out of this, how to bead your cross stitch, and I am going to talk your ears off about fabric choice and beads and how to put them on, which effects you can create with whatever technique you use. Well, there are like 2 techniques, but anyway. Orientation, you can change orientation with the way you use your thread, basically. Which threads to use, which needles to use, all that stuff is going to be in that video. I am not a super expert, I just enjoy beading. I have done multiple projects where I put beads on that were not called for and multiple projects where beads were called for, so I'm going to show those things once again in the video. It should be my next cross-stitch themed video after this on this channel, so stay tuned, and I hope it's not going to take again 6 or 7 weeks until that happens. If it does, that's just me. Okay, we have one more whip and then we are already done with the stitchy part of this. So I spoke about StitchNorth, and at StitchNorth I started a new project because I couldn't take any of my big ones with me. It is sadly not possible to fit any kind of frame that works for me personally in a suitcase and take it with me to Canada. So I had to pack my desk frame or my table frame, which only allows for small projects. So I started a new owl forest, which is the house spirit from their fairy tale series. And what I finished in Canada was the green part of the frame, the basket, the brown part of the pants, not the socks, tights thing, whatever that is, and the broomstick handle. The rest of it I stitched last weekend during the 3-way stream I had with Mislaid Pages and Rachel Craft on Twitch, because this was easier to set up real quickly. But yeah, this was basically my retreat project. I did not get a whole lot done of this. This is a tiny stitch. It has less than 5,000 stitches total, and I only managed about 22% while at StitchNorth. But yeah, retreats, I guess, are not really for stitching, are they? If they are, I totally failed. Yeah, and I love these little kids. I have finished 2 of them. I finished the Baba Yaga, which was my first, and then the one I lovingly call Fish Dude, because I can never remember the Russian name for the guy, so I call him Fish Dude. He rides a fish. And this is the 3rd, House Spirit, and then I have 3 more, and then the series is done. And I'm loving it. Stitching it with everything that was in the kit. So this is a Zweigart linen in some kind of color. They don't label it. I think it's like light khaki or something. Their own hand-dyed threads, and yeah, it's going to be amazing, as all of their kits are. And that is House Spirit. Okay, next section is going to be plans. I do not have fixed plans for July. I haven't really thought about it. So my goal was to finish half of my whips by the end of June. I think I'm going to be able to do that. When I finish Miss Christmas Eve, I should be down half of my whips. Have to recheck. But I think I can actually maybe even finish the house spirit. We shall see. And I haven't picked anything out from my whip pile I would like to work on in July. I've been thinking maybe the ghost sampler, because I would like to start a new Halloween project in probably September, October-ish. I really would love to start Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I really would love to do that. So I think I might pick the ghost sampler next, because this should be an easy to finish whip. I have only one of the 6 ghosts finished so far, but I think it took me like 2 days to finish that little guy. So should be doable together with the queen. So I think that's my plan. Which means next thing is going to be haul. We're going to start with Jessie stuff. You can already see some of it over here. So just to get them out of my hands, I am going to start with all the project bags from Lindy Stitches. So here we go. I have bought so many project bags from Lindy Stitches. The first one was this kit here with her, I don't actually know, I think I bought the pattern too, and I kind of forgot to tell Jessie I don't need it twice. Yes, I did. So I first bought the pattern from Jessie. I think it was a market release, that's why I bought it. It is called Autumn Strolls, with these cute little birdies. I just love Stephanie's bird patterns. I'm usually not a huge bird pattern, but both Jessie and Stephanie, they can so, I don't know, they are so enthusiastic about the whole bird thing that they can make me want to stitch birds. Anyway, I got this pattern, and then after market, Stephanie released this project bag kit thing with the fancy floss and the pattern and some of the finishing stuff, I think, because there's also the blue ribbon in here. So I bought that, and that's what the bag looks like. I love it. The bags are always by the 805 Stitcher, which again is a company that does not ship to Germany, sadly. Also, Stephanie has stopped shipping to Germany, sadly. So you will see a lot of Lindy Stitches stuff in this haul. I had to redirect it all to Jessie, but thankfully I have Jessie, so I still can buy the stuff, which yay. So that is the first one. I like it that it is autumn neutral, basically. Really, really love that. So that is Autumn Strolls, and I have a duplicate pattern, so I'll probably give that away. Don't need it twice. But my brain is stupid, so the next one is also a kit, but I don't have the pattern twice because I am only sometimes stupid. So the next, don't throw shit around. I have too little space, too much cat. So I'm trying to film this and hold the stuff at the same time. So this is Susie Sampler Maker. So good. I love it. And Stephanie also released that with a bag, the floss, some finishing stuff. And this is what the bag looks like. I absolutely adore it. Absolutely love how this looks. Again, 805 Stitcher, always 805 Stitcher. I think all except for one of my vinyl bags are 805 Stitcher via Stephanie. So there's a theme. So that was another kit. And then there were a couple of bags I just got just because. First one being this owl back here. At least I don't think that this was a kit. hopefully. Another magnificent one, and the cat is absolutely the perfect backdrop for this. Oh, I forgot to mention, all these bags have this have one of these cute little zipper pulls. The heat is melting my brain. That usually always match the bag, which is such a nice detail. This fabric is just fabulous. I'm not much into birds, but this fabric has all the birds I love, like owls and crows and swans. I absolutely... And then there were some Halloween bags she randomly put in the shop, and I had to have them because look at that, it is pink, it has black cats. This bat front and center is the most amazing thing ever. Absolutely adore it. And the inside fabric is just this distressed polka dot fabric. The little zip pull is a web with a little spider. And the last one, yay! The last one, also Halloween. Again, I don't think I have to say why I needed this. Again, with the black cats, I love the toned down gray and then the muted purple, muted pink, and even the orange is muted details. So good. So good. And the fabric on this one here on the inside is this spider swirl on a purple background. The best. And then there was, of course, I think this is all from last market, maybe? Who knows? Patterns. Meridian Designs Pirate Kitty. Again, I don't have to explain why, I'm pretty sure. This is so stinking cute. So stinking cute. Silver Creek samplers. Hissed off. I mean, do I need to say more? Is there any more cat themed? No. Then, because she is just the queen of charting things I never knew I needed and then want to stitch, the Blue Flower Moonlight Sampler. Sorry for the glare. This is so good. This is so good. I so enjoyed Night Walk Down. This is going to be just as much fun. I already know it. I usually hate stitching alphabets. I will make an exception for this one because it's the Blue Flower. I cannot change things for this. Maybe colors. I can change colors, but not the design as such. Oh, I just love this. And of course she has released many more patterns that I haven't gotten yet, but need in my life. We have, I think this belongs to the Bird Club, so I'm going to put this over here. And this was actually a freebie that was in the Lindy Stitches packages that Jessie got me, but still need to show it. Love and Prickles, so much fun. I have two of them. Moths and the Moon by Tiny Modernist. Tiny Modernist was one of the designers that was at StitchNorth. Can I just say, I love her designs just looking at them online, but seeing the models? She just released a cat sampler and I need that thing in my life. It is so good. Also, it is so big. If you think about stitching that one, it is giant, so I'm going to stitch it on 40 count to make it a little bit smaller. But so good, so good. And so is Moths and the Moon. This is going to be a fantastic fun stitch. and can't wait to start this. This is a little bit out there. This is Garden of Erie by Plum Street Samplers, and this is quite an old Plum Street Sampler design, as you can see from the way it is looking, because this is still the white design and the big charts and everything, so Plum Street charts look very different now. I'm going to give you the close-up. But I saw this stitched not too long ago. I don't remember who stitched it, but I saw it finished and I just fell in love with this. It reminded me so much of the Toil and Trouble that I finished at the beginning of the year. I think I finished it in January. Might be. It reminded me so much, so I wanted to do this one too. So good. This is not out of print or anything or hard to get. It's just old, and I'm glad it is still out there because this is so different from her now designs, her current designs. I love these old designs just as much as I love the new. And then my biggest market purchase, and I'm so happy to have this in my hands now. It is the Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogut Designs, and I especially wanted it for this sampler. There's more in there that I loved, but this sampler, she showed the glare. She showed the model in her pre-market Flosstube, and I was like, yeah, say no more. Because this is just amazing. Patrons of hers probably already are very familiar with these patterns and have been familiar with it before market, because I think this was a Patreon pattern. But it is actually extremely big for a Patreon pattern, so I am impressed. I have to say I am not super fond about the way this book is set up. I mean, it is printed nice and big, but the patterns are all split up. But that is a me problem, and those of you who know me know that I put all the paper charts I stitch into my cross-stitching program anyway. Just because I prefer to stitch that way, and putting the charts into the software is actually very meditative for me, so I really like it. Really like it. So this, so good. Yes, I have a ton of patterns. I'm so bad. Something else, I had to reroute to Jessie's house because of the fact that Lindy Stitches stopped shipping to Germany, was release 7 to 12 of the Bird Crush Club. I was subscribed to this. I used to get 2 quarterly shippings. I got to my own address, and then for the third one, shipping to Germany suddenly wasn't possible any longer, so Stephanie was nice enough to let me still order it, but have it shipped to Jessie's house. Like, I was able to order what US customers were not able to order. I could order it quarterly and just have one shipment instead of bombarding Jessie with a shipment every month. I try to avoid shipping everything to their house. So I don't think that these are in order. I just pretty much try to assign the Threadworks floss that is supposed to go in the pattern to it and stuck it down on the pattern. But the 6 patterns I was still missing is the red-faced warbler. Oopsie. I'm losing the extra stuff. Which looks like this. And do not fly everywhere. The violet green swallow, that looks like this. The long-eared owl, which is just the best face ever. The American goldfinch. the American Avocet. Don't know if I pronounced that correctly, whatever. Looks like this. And last but not least, the Lewis's woodpecker. Love me a good woodpecker. Lost the picture again. So good. Look at the little heart. It's such a nice detail. So the Bird Crush Club is finished and the patterns are being released to everyone who didn't subscribe to the club last year now, as a monthly pattern. And I think if I remember correctly, this actually came as a bonus pattern with the last release. And this is the Armchair Ornithologist pattern. Again, so cute. I just love it. Yeah, I think you can buy that too, but I think for club subscribers this was included, if I remember correctly, because I do not remember buying this. So there's that. So that's all the patterns I got, but I have more Jessie haul and more stuff I had shipped to Jessie. Don't you worry. So first, what I had just shipped to Jessie and not purchased from Jessie. All my market orders were purchased from Jessie, by the way. And their shop is going to be linked below. If you need a fantastic online needlework store, check them out. Fantastic service. And as you will see in a bit, wonderful hand-dyed fabric by Jessie. Jessie's a genius. I ironed a whole stack of fabric for them while I was there, and I was in paradise. Just saying. So the last thing I was still missing for my Dark Queen of the Earth was the bead pack. I don't know if it's my computer overheating or if my camera is actually glitching, so I hope it's just the computer. This time around, as I've told you, I didn't get the fabric that Under the Sea Fabrics Leslie dyed. So this time around I didn't get the full fabric bead thing shipped to me right away at the beginning of the stitch along. Instead, because Jessie also still needed the beads and I knew that I was going to fly over before I needed the beads for the stitch along, I ordered 2 bead packs for the Dark Queen of the Earth and shipped them over to Jessie's house. And yeah, it's a lot of delicate beads. So the little seed beads you can see here, and also some Jasper earthy toned beads to go in the piece, unsurprisingly. Should we have a more detailed look? So Leslie sends a beading needle with the needles. I am kind of sure I'm not going to use this one because this time around we don't have freshwater pearls with tiny holes, so I'm just going to use my regular embroidery needle with that. Stay tuned for the video where I talk about why I do that. But, well, maybe for these I might need a thinner needle, I don't know. We have some beads that are marked as Snowflake Jasper. I'm not sure if I would agree, but I have to pull out my gemstone book out to see if this is actually Snowflake Jasper, because this actually looks like a different kind of jasper. The name is escaping me, but who cares? Who cares? It is this fun mixture of woody brown and a little bit of gray. So this is one of the specialty bead. Then we have Picture Jasper, which again is these tones of brown. Jasper is a fun gemstone that comes in so many different colors and patterns. It is very versatile, so I'm glad they have chosen to go with gemstone beads for this one. I'm pretty sure that the green one is also a jasper, and the black ones here, these are dagger beads, check dagger beads, that is glass. And then we have the delicate beads in 5 different colors. Some of them are really bright. So this green is basically neon. This is an AB coated one, the yellow. This is a pearlescent white, or is it? No, it's actually pearlescent. It's not AB. It's more of a pearl sheen. This is an AB, the brown. And as always, the camera doesn't catch it, but it goes from green to purple to pink, the coating. And these two are just plain reddish brown. Mahogany, I think was the word I was looking for. And this very neon-y green. These are a lot of beads. This is, according to Under the Sea Fabric, these are at least twice as many as you need. So if you are like me and you like to add more bling than is charted for, perfect. So this is the last thing I was missing, and I am glad I was able to pick this up in time for the August drop, which is going to be all the bling. And then I think a week before, maybe a couple weeks before, I went over to Canada and US. The Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery did it again. They have started a new year-long stitch-along with, which is called Castle Homecoming. It is, yeah, basically what happens when those knights come home from the dragon slaying and whatever they do all day long. And this whole thing was charted on a picture of the Floss fabric called Valor. And for whatever reason, I wanted to try out Cosmo Floss. Cosmo Floss is hard to get here. The only place I can get it is at Casa Senina. They have recently added it to their lineup, like maybe 6-7 weeks ago. So very recent, but it's also very expensive. It is much less expensive at 123 Stitch. And since I knew I wasn't going to order a kit from either the Frosted Pumpkin or the Homemakery, which is in the UK, so for me both are equally bad. Shipping is high for both of them. I have to pay VAT, and yeah, it's equally bad. So I hope that at some point maybe there will be a collaboration with a shop that is in Europe, like EU Europe, not UK. That would make it interesting to get stuff there. I also decided they were so happy about the fact that it's the first time ever they are going to do a stitch along on the 32 count fabric, and I was like, whoop whoop. I hate 32 count. It's the worst count out there. Unless you use an ice dyed fabric, then it's fine, but still it's my least favorite fabric count. So I had the sudden idea, you know what, I'm going to stitch this, but I'm going to stitch it small. So I got 40 count. 1, 2, 3 stitch. Had a piece, had the color of linen in 40 count, and it was available. I did the math. It fits on this tiny piece. This is just an 1/8, I think. It fits absolutely easily on there. I got most of the Cosmo Floss. There are a couple of colors, like 3 or 4 colors that they did not have in stock. I'm going to substitute the DMC in maybe, or I'm going to get the Cosmo Floss from Casa Senina. I don't know yet. Still have to decide. I am not planning to stitch the stitch along while it is running and trying to keep up. I think I'm going to wait until I really want to start it, or maybe I'm even going to wait until it is done and just stitch it in one go. Still have to decide. But I'm very excited. These colors are super muted. I have not checked the DMC colors they gave as an alternative to see if they are as muted as this, but I have a feeling the Cosmos color palette is very different. But I'm digging it. I like it. Even the white doesn't feel as wiry as the DMC white, so maybe it's not going to be as as bad to stitch. I do not enjoy stitching white. So that is that. Phew! All the rest is from my friend Jessie's shop. And first up, Jessie put together, I'm not sure if they are still available, but Jessie put together these kits to stitch 2 of Lindy Stitches patterns. And I should have looked up the name because I've long since forgotten it, but it is basically, it's the Frankenstein cat and the cat riding the horse. So Jessie put together the called for fabrics, the DMC, the fancy floss, and even a pack of bohin needles. So I thought, why not support my friend, get it from them, and have everything ready to go once I want to stitch this. I already have the pattern, so that is all fine and dandy, and I don't have to source anything because it is all together in this wonderful, convenient little package. As I said, I'm not sure if there are still some available. Check out the shop and grab your pack if you need one. Then we have more market purchases because there were some cottage garden threads or thread packs released at market, and I got 2 of them. I took them out of the packaging before I traveled home because I wanted to disguise them as something that I had already brought with me. You know, it's a custom thing. So I basically threw out most of the packaging that signified that something was new and unused, or not on the way back with me and already there before I went. It's a whole story. Don't mind me while I ramble. So I don't remember what these were called. I didn't look it up. I could have looked it up because I probably ordered it. So I have an order receipt and everything. But these are the colors I got, and they are so beautiful. I love these threads. I really love them. Again, this is a brand that is not easily available here or available at all. I don't think that any shop in Europe has these threads. I have to check again, but I'm pretty sure nope. They come out of Australia. So Cottage Garden is a dyer in Australia, and they are so fantastic. I love this purple and this green together. It is just the most beautiful thing. I am a purple green person. I love to combine the 2 colors. Always have, probably always will. Yeah, so my first cottage garden threads, and I'm so happy about them. I have to find something very special to do with them because I'm pretty sure I cannot get them easily in the future either. And as for my last things to show you from all the purchases that were waiting at Jessie's house. First up, this is a piece of fabric Jessie dyed. It is called Lady Love. It's a fat quarter. It is a 32 count linen. It is ice dyed, which is the reason I bought it, because ice dyed fabric does not shrink during the dyeing process. And this is Jessie's fabric for the Lesbian Pride Unicorn pattern by Uncanny Kari. And the camera does not do it justice. It's so beautiful. It is not white, it is peach. It's a peach base color, and some orange and pink going on. There's some more pink down here. I think a little bit more pink on the back side. So the camera blows it out. This is not white. But it is the most fantastic fabric, and because I'm totally a sparkly bitch, as one of the glips on Twitch proclaims me to be, I got it in opalescent, as I am prone to do. The cat finally gives us space now that I'm nearly done with this. we still have StitchNorth hole, so I shouldn't say that. And then I told you that I ironed a whole stack of fabric while I was in Virginia with Jessie, and I picked out a couple of pieces of fabrics. Jessie usually does bright colors. So when I saw this neutral, I absolutely needed to have it. This is a 40 count, I think. Probably should have written that down, but I think this is a 40 count. And now that I'm looking at it, I might know what I'm going to stitch on it. What do you think? Because I wanted to do something Halloween-y with it. And I think Garden of Erie might be perfect. Have we found a match? This doesn't have a name yet. It was a test run. So we have to wait and see if this is actually replicable, and if we are going to see this in the future. Yeah. If not, I am very happy to have this more or less one-of-a-kind fabric. There were 2 pieces. So I guess 2 of a kind. But we have to wait and see if there will be more. And the second one, oh, this is more your typical Jessie thing. It is very colorful and I just enjoyed this so much. This is also, I think, 40 count. And these colors. I have no idea what I'm going to put on this, but I saw it and I was like, I need it. I need it in my life. It's also a bit of an awkward cut, but I think I will be able to put something on it easily. It shouldn't be too hard to find something to put on there. Yeah, so this is the second piece of fabric I snatched for myself. Okay. Going to take a quick break because my throat is starting to hurt. This is now over 30 minutes of haul. We still have StitchNorth to do and the cat is back. Fantastic. So for you it will be a second, for me it will probably like 10 minutes. Okay, let's start with the swag bag stuff, and I hope I still have everything here with me. I have carried everything in stacks from point A to point B for weeks now, so I really hope I didn't mess this up in some way. If I did, I'm so sorry, and don't be mad at me, Caroline and Hannah and Daniel and everyone else I am currently forgetting. This was a wonderful bag. It was so much fun to open up and see all the goodies in there. And yeah, I'm going to, oh poor little kitty, I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to start with the official StitchNorth 2023 pattern by Maximum Cross Stitch by our beloved Ellen from Maximum Power Cross Stitch Hour. And yeah, this is this is so Canadian. The maple leaf with the and it came with this StitchNorth Needleminder, and of course, because how couldn't it, with a skein of Zweigart by Roxy Floss Co., which is the perfect red to stitch this. I absolutely love it. This Needleminder is extremely strong. Here, have a look at it again. It is fantastic. This is a fun little chart, and I will absolutely stitch that. I probably should have already done it because you know, right? Yeah, so this is the first chart, the one by Ellen. And then we got this beautiful chart that started something horrible, you will see in a moment. This is called Celtic Flamingo by Textured Treasures. It is this pretty little Celtic knot with a little bit of specialty stitching going on there in the center. Ah, here. That shows it a little bit better what's going on in the center. So if you like to try some easy specialty stitching, this is a good one to start with. It is Celtic Treasures Designs 1104. I think it's going to be available to everyone, and it's not an exclusive, but yeah. This is fun and will be so beautiful. I have to say, Texture Treasures, if you've ever seen their patterns online and have been like, meh, this is another case of the models blow you away. Amazing. I got more of her designs. I don't think I have to actually say that, do I? So, then we have a bird and flower, which was also designed, the glare, designed for StitchNorth. This is what it looks like. A lot of people started stitching this, I think. I saw a couple of that. Yeah, the shop is Stitch Toolbox on Etsy. And this is a fun little pattern with the parrot, and I love the colors. So this is going to be an amazing stitch. And the last pattern that was in the, oh, it's not the last pattern, I lied. The last professionally printed pattern with a cover photo and everything, let's put it that way, was by Shakespeare's Peddler, 2 by Julia. The first one is this sampler here, and the second one is this house. Again, I love it. I love me a good border, and both of those have a great border. If you want to get me, design me a great border. And then by Bryn and Nettle, we got this little piece of Ada. I don't know if it has a name. Came with a needle, so basically this was a full kit. A skein of Land and Sea, which is this fantastic aqua blue to deep sea green floss, and it came with a pattern. Sadly, I can't really show it because it doesn't have a cover photo, but basically what it is a mermaid tail going into the water, so you just see the tail. Maybe I can find a picture. I don't want to steal a picture from someone who has already stitched it, but people have stitched it at the retreat. There was even at least one finish at the retreat, so yeah. To give you a little bit of a hint, basically that's what it looks like without the torso and the arms. But it doesn't have a cover photo, so I can't really show it. But Bryn and Nettle floss, oh my goodness, so good. Love it. Hate it that I can't get it easily. But it's probably a good thing because I would be so poor if I could. I loved their, they were also there as a vendor. Loved their floss collection. They are doing something with cross-stitch floss I have never seen before, and you will see it later in this haul, that I've never seen before, and I'm so curious to see how it stitches up. And that's all I'm going to say right now. Then we got this little Ort catcher by I Can Sew Make That. She was a vendor there too. There will be more of her stuff later. This is the cutest little thing. This is how it will be on your stitchy table, stitchy stand, whatever you're using, and then you can catch your orts in here. It is so cute. It is so convenient. It is tiny. It fits in every project bag. I love it. So it has this denim fabric on the outside, and then there were multiple fabrics she used on the inside. So I got this diamond on white fabric in these fun little colors. Looks so good. And then we got some accessories. So this is, I had the business cards for this. Why am I not prepared? Why am I not prepared? Because why would I, right? Virgin Nettle, Texture Treasures. Don't actually know if this is Shibor design or not. I think that either this is Kima design, so this must be Shiba designs, I believe. So this is a Needleminder done with resin, and it is a stamp sealed into resin and then turned into a Needleminder. It is amazing, and I actually have not opened it, so maybe we should just open it to have a better look inside. Oh, the sewing shop. Maybe that's them and not Shiba Designs. I'm horrible at this. I'm pretty sure they were there as a vendor too, because I remember seeing one of the vendors having these little stamps in resin, and this idea is so fantastic. If you, I don't know, inherit a stamp collection from someone and you don't know what to do with it, please have it evaluated first. And make sure there is no highly valuable stamp in there. And once the person evaluating the stuff tells you these stamps are not worth anything, they only have a value to a collector, a sentimental one, then you can do this with that, which is ingenious. Love it so much. Then we got another Needleminder by Rocky Mountain Needleminders. It's this little snowman. Also, once again, so cute and so Canada. And by Kimat Designs, we got, I guess this is like a scissor fob. It has this little thingy. It also came with a trial package of soak, which I know from knitting, in the version Yuzu, which I have not tried yet, so I'm excited to try this out with something I'm going to finish in the future. I don't wash my cross stitch, so this is going to go into something knitting. And last but not least, by Canadian Stitchery, we got this little frog. Look at him. This is so cute. I don't remember if Canadian Stitchery was a vendor at my weekend, but they might have been there on the first weekend. Who knows? Yeah, they were on site. Friday only. Didn't pay too much attention to the vendors on Friday, I will admit that. Did most of my shopping on Saturday. Speaking of which, I Can Sew Make That, I think was, or was that, no, I think that was not I Can Sew Make That. Did I lie? It was a different shop, wasn't it? You caught me in a lie. Does the tag say? No, that was not I Can Sew Make It. What was her name called? Ah! That was Shibor Designs. Ha! Shibor Designs was a bag maker. I am so sorry. So at Shibor Designs, I wanted to buy it, I Can Sew Make It, and then I didn't, and then the stuff I wanted to buy was sold already. That's what happened. Right. Oh, brain, you can still work. So this is Shibor Designs. I already managed to rip off the little tag. I have to reattach that, but for that I need to get my second plier out. I only have one out. But yeah, already wrecked it. I love the black kitties with the rainbow color. They are so amazing. She had so many good bags. I could have bought all the bags. I think I had like 10 I loved, and I had to really whittle it down. So I took one of the big ones, which was this one, and then I had this little floss buddy here, this little needle and yeah, if you still have a piece of floss that is not completely gone and you need it for later, you can put this in here. I think that is called a floss buddy. Not entirely sure. She didn't have a matching one, but I decided cat is cat, so I got one of those and one of those. Really happy with that. So I guess forget everything I said, and this Needleminder was from the sewing shop. This is the actual website. I'm so prepared. I'm so good. If you needed project bags, StitchNorth was the place to be, because there were so many great project bag makers. I mean, Evertote was there too. Speaking of which, where's my Evertote bag? I know I did get one. I know I had it. And now it's gone. Oh, there it is. Oh, I forgot. Oh God, it's so much all. I'm so sorry. At Evertote, segue, I also got a bag. I did not order, we could pre-order these. I did not when they opened the pre-order, and they had a lot of these still left to actually look at and then choose, and I decided to go with this cat bag. I absolutely adore it. It is the same designer that designed this fabric. So this is absolutely adorable. It has this little patchwork thing going on. But for stuff like this, I prefer to actually see it and choose it. And the online listing was basically you can order, but you don't know exactly which one you get. Just that it is made out of approximately this fabric. So that's why I went with this route, and I'm very happy about that. My Owl Forest stuff is in here for the project I showed you in the whip section. So nothing special, nothing new. This bag also came with this little Hamsa charm attached. And this is, I don't remember who gave these out. This was something that someone at StitchNorth basically gave out as a little gift. One of the attendants. And then I hinted at it, more Texture Treasures. I would never have bought this without seeing the model. Going to be frank, I would have never bought this. But she had the model with her and it looked absolutely fantastic. And I suddenly had the urge to buy that. There was another pattern I absolutely wanted, but she only had, when I went shopping, she only had a kit left, which Jasmine and Jessie actually bought, but I didn't want to spend all the money on the DMC and everything. You just wanted the pattern. Because the DMC I can get easily here, unlike stuff for one of the other two patterns here, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But yeah, Celtic Bee is design 161101, and yeah, would have never purchased this without seeing the model. Same goes for the Sulky in Burma pattern. I would have never ever in my life bought this from this picture, but she had the model hanging there and it looked so good. The colors are way more interesting and vibrant than they look on this picture, and this is a lot of easy specialty stitches, so this is nice if you want to practice doing some specialty stitches in a band sampler thing. Loved it. I did not see the thread pack, but Sulky is usually not hard to get for me here, so that shouldn't be a problem. The problem is the next one, which is, can't read this Can't read this font. I'm not going to lie. I can't actually. Is it Larawick? I don't know. Please look it up. I don't know what this word means, and I can't read this font very well. So I don't know if this is an L, if this is a Z, if this is a Q, if that is a Y. I have no idea. It's a very fancy font. And this is so gorgeous. Again, the model was hanging there. The deep sea is easy enough, but everything that is going on here, these are all Rainbow Gallery special things, and she told me I could get everything I needed on 1, 2, 3 Stitch. Sadly, that is not true. I can get the black velvet thread on 1, 2, 3 Stitch. The rest they don't have. And there's supposedly a shop in the UK that has all of this stuff. I am unable to find it. So I have found, I think, a Canadian shop that has everything. So I'm feeling like this is a future purchase that is going to go to Jessie's house. Because the shipping from that shop was like $40 or $50 for a few threads. No. So, future plans. But this just looked so amazing. And much more interesting than the picture makes it out to be. So yeah. Are you tired? I'm tired. Okay. Next up, Brin and Knittle. This is the color. Let's Get Tipsy, I think. Again, this is handwritten and I have a hard time reading it. This is such a gorgeous color, and this is what I'm talking about. Brin and Knittle is the only floss dyeing company that I have seen so far that does something I only know from yarn dyeing, and that is speckles. I have never seen hand-dyed floss that has speckles, and I'm so excited to see how this stitches up. This was a gorgeous color. They had a few colors where they sold 50-gram hanks. This is a 50-gram hank, right? No, a 25-gram hank. So, and I think this was the most popular color they had. It's very pretty, very fun. And I got the whole 25-gram. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. A purchase that I know what to do with is this. We once again have Brin and Knittle in the color Things Your Father Keeps in the Shed. That is some colloquial accent thing that I probably completely butchered. But it is a silver gray with orange and dark green speckles. And to go with that, I got a piece of Roxy Co fabric. It is a 40 count. It is a fat quarter. It's a one of a kind. It is this muddy green brown situation. It's more brown. Well, it shows very green on camera. This here that shows like super muddy green is actually brown. Interesting. And this is a dark green. And I chose this because I want to stitch the Lord of the Ring pattern that Modern Folk Embroidery released. And I felt like these colors, they reminded me both of Rohan and of the elves. And that's all I was thinking about when I picked this. So I still have to buy the pattern and actually start it. Haven't done that. But yeah, that's what inspired me, and can't wait to show the lovely ladies at Brin and Knittle how this turns out, because I told them what I was planning to do with it and they were very excited about it, so can't wait to show them. And I can't believe that I forgot this, because this is actually my latest purchase. That is the only purchase I have made since I have returned from StitchNorth, from my online store, my online needlework store. And this is exciting because I got something that is actually out of print. And I think they found one more copy when they did inventory in their storage, because it was suddenly listed as instantly available, and I snatched it up so fast. It's Bluebell by Nora Corbett. This is a recently discontinued chart that was very high up on my have to buy list, and then it went out of print, as always, without any kind of warning, as Nora does. And I was so bummed about it, because once these go out of print, everyone tries to buy them, and they are gone like in 2 minutes. But Stickteufelchen here in Germany seems to have had one more somewhere in some shelf that got overlooked, and they listed it, and I snatched it up, and it is mine. I am so happy about that, because I just love it. I just love it. It is so pretty. Don't ask me why I am so fascinated with anything fancy lady. I just am. And because Nora's charts shouldn't travel alone, I got another one of these pond pixies. I already have a couple of them, and I want to stitch the full set of 6 at some point. So the only one they had available and on hand was Lotus. The other 3 that I need are sadly on back order, and they are currently estimating that it's going to take 2 to 3 months, which wow. But yeah, that is Lotus, and Lotus is going to be converted. Lotus is not going to have this skin color. I am thinking Lotus is going to look a little bit more Southeast Asian when I'm done. So I'm converting the skin color, and I think I might give her dark hair, because I find that the hair color looks very weird in combination with the rest of the color choices. I'm not a big fan. So imagine slightly darker, more yeah, I would say Thai, maybe Vietnamese colored skin, and then darker hair, not this weird gold. It's just weird. And that's what my Lotus is going to look like whenever she is going to be stitched. And then I have been collecting, as you know, because I already showed the first 2, I think. Yeah, the first 2 of the new collector series that Cottage Garden Samplings is releasing this year. It is the Snowman series. So this is March, the Shepherd. This is April, the Postman. The glare is horrible. This is May. This is Scarecrow. And this is June, the Gardener. Isn't this one amazing? I love it so much. So I know that number 7 has been released. My shop just didn't have it yet on hand, and I didn't want to delay stuff anymore. This is the very last floss that I needed for Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow, so don't mind that. And then I have spoken about my plans to slowly but surely accumulate a floss monster of my own. So this time I have ordered all the available colors from Classic Colorworks, starting with B. I already have all the A's, so this time, well, except for a couple that weren't available, and this time I ordered all the B's. And next month I'm going to order all the C's, and maybe even the D's. Depends on how much there are. But I think there are a lot of C's, so probably not. So there are a lot of colors. I'm trying to build a starter base collection of fancy floss, and if I want to convert something or I want to kit something up, that I actually have the floss on hand and can see if I like it or not. And once I have kitted something up or converted something, I'm going to reorder to replenish my starter kit. That's the plan. It's a long-term plan because I can only order so much floss per month. So, and I slacked off a couple of months. I think I didn't order anything in April, I think. This actually took a long time to arrive because one color was on back order and the shop never told me. They just ordered the floss and then it took like 4 weeks for it to arrive, which was not ideal. But it can happen. All right, that's it. Finally, that was 1 hour of haul. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry you had to sit through all of this, but I hope it was at least somewhat enjoyable. And yeah, that's it for today. Like I said, my next video that should be out after this one is the one where I talk about the beading process of the Mirabilia and talking about everything that I like to do and what else you can do and tips and tricks and la la la. So yeah, stay tuned for that. My throat hurts so much. Must be the weird weather. The thunderstorm has not started, so that's a good thing. Maybe we will be spared. It's supposed to be a bad one. Anyway, thank you for being here. If you stayed until the end, oh my god, I love you so much. Yeah. Lola would like to say she doesn't care, but she's pretty. I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, stay tuned until the next time with hopefully a finished Mirabilia. Should be. We're not too far off. Alright everyone, have a good rest of the day, good rest of the week. See you soon. Bye.